Hey, welcome back to the RBC YouTube channel, Couch Discussion. Matt,
Hello!
great job today, man. What a great kickoff to our new series, Hello, My Name Is. And you left us with these three responses to Psalm 91. To dwell, to hold fast, and to know His name.
To know His name. What a fitting response to the kickoff to the series, I think. As we look at Scripture, Scripture gives us different names for God to describe the different attributes of God. Just like every one of us has different facets of our character, who we are. God does too. We are created in His image. So I think it's really good and fitting in this time to remember who God is and what He's done, to remind ourselves, allow Him to remind us of who He is. And I hope that this series is going to be just really applicable for the current circumstances that we're in.
Yeah. Speaking of those names, like what?
Yeah, so you have Elyon. We had 4 in Psalm 91, which is kind of cool. They kind of fit together. Yahweh, which is the principal name of God, remember. Then Elyon, El Shaddai, and Elohim. So which one kind of stands out to you as you listen to the sermon?
For me, it was El Shaddai, just that He's sufficient. In a time where people aren't working, they're not getting paid. They're wondering. We're some days wondering, but God is going to provide. He's sufficient. He's what we need.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful.
I really resonated with that one too. And the verse, the part of Psalm 91 that just really stuck out to me is it's actually the very last verse where it says, God promises, with long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. And that idea of God satisfying us, like it's not, I feel like that word doesn't get quite the message across. Like I get this image of God, like satisfying is like full and rich and complete, not just like, I'm satisfied. Like that's not God. God gives us life to the full, and He provides for us in a way that is full and complete. So I was really struck by that word, satisfy.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of us, myself included, have struggled with just feelings of discontentment.
Yeah,
right.
Totally.
With either where we are or what we have, or like that just starts to bubble up, and I think that's really common in the culture that we live in. That idea of Him being just satisfying us, where we just like that, like man.
Yeah.
I hope that people are having a realization of that right now. That's great.
It's a really full word, I think. Yeah,
we could spend a whole sermon on that. Right. Next week.
Satisfying.
Be ready.
It's for real. It's phenomenal. Yeah.
I love too that this is going to be a series on the Old Testament. Like kind of looking at some of the Old Testament, Hebrew names of God and their meanings and stuff. I love that you tied it, like you always do, back into Jesus.
And what you're going to see is every one of those. Every one of these names points forward to the name that's above every name, Jesus. Yeah, it's so great.
Yeah, man, it is great.
It's like He knew it before it was going to happen.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Oh man. Well, yeah. So, man, I hope that, like you said, there's an old saying: Jesus plus nothing is everything. That we would, the more we know Him, the more we know about Him, the more we can trust in Him, and the more we'll love Him, and that He will be our all those things, our El Shaddai, our Elyon, and like He will be our provider and our everything.
And our Elohim, the Creator God, He was there in the beginning, right? Elohim is actually the plural form of El, God. So it's like, there it is, the Trinity right there at the very beginning.
Right.
So
that's awesome.
A lot of stuff.
It is.
About God.
So it's going to be fun. We're going to keep on digging into these names of God over the next several weeks in this series, Hello, My Name Is. So come back every Sunday at 10 a.m. to the RBC YouTube channel. Hey, as far as today goes, at noon today, don't forget that Don Molly is going to host the after party. It's just a great opportunity for folks to come and hang out, just to kind of discuss like we just did, maybe in a little more depth, and have a chance to talk about it and connect with folks. And Don did a great job last week kind of hosting that for us. So do that today at noon. And then also, if you want to keep on keeping on,
Always.
we have a couple of playlists for you too. I've got the worship playlist. You can find that in the playlist section on the page, and get some songs that I kind of picked that I thought were applicable to the sermon and where we're at today. And then also, we're kind of doing something a little new. We're kind of making a little kids corner. The kids will have their own playlist as well with their lessons, with maybe a couple of worship songs on there as well. And we're going to unlock that, go live with that maybe earlier in the morning. So if your kids wake up early like ours do, you can kind of do kids' church with them whenever you're up and ready. And then we'll do our usual stuff. We'll go live at 10 a.m. On Sunday like we always do. So love you guys. Have a great week. Keep the mission going forward. Keep loving people. Keep being generous. Keep serving. Keep giving, so we can be generous as well. See y'all next week. Bye.